Welcome everybody to another episode of Advancing in Masonry. So today we're going to talk about a little something that I've come across in my time as a Mason. Sorry if I look like I'm not looking. There was a car accident in front of me, so just trying to make sure nobody needs any help. And that's something that as a person, I believe you should do. If somebody needs help, help them. Especially as a Mason, one thing that we do is we help people. So whether it's in the lodge or it's in your personal life or whatever, you're a Mason 24/7, and you should always endeavor to walk and act as such. So that being said, let's go to the topic of the video today, and that's going to be how to become a Mason, and kind of what do you need to know. So I've come across some people, and a lot of people think that being a Mason, you have to be invited, when in reality, that couldn't be further from the truth. We don't invite anyone. One of the questions that you'll be asked is if it is of your own free will and accord, and that means that no one could have induced you to want to become a Freemason. It has to be something that you do on your own. And that has multiple reasons. This is a really great undertaking. It's going to teach you a lot about yourself. It's going to teach you a lot about your life and how you conduct yourself in your life. You may not have the time right now to become a Mason. This is a very time-consuming endeavor if you choose for it to be. And if you want to get the most out of your Freemason and Masonry experience, I believe that you should be able to put in as much time as necessary to achieve your personal goal. Whether that goal is just to turn in your petition, and it takes you some time to do that, or if it is something a little bit deeper. Maybe you want to get your first degree, maybe you want to get your second degree, maybe you're getting your third degree. That all happens on your time frame. So as someone who's not you, I don't know how much time you have in your life. I don't know if you have the time to dedicate to learning. Everything that we do is all through memorization. Nothing gets written down. So if you're looking for a study guide to help you learn the things that you have to learn, there are none. We are a society with secrets. As such, there are no pens and paper allowed. So it takes a long time to learn how to memorize everything and learn to train your brain on how to memorize everything. And even past your degree work, it takes a lot of time to, we have a lot of different functions. You gotta, I personally believe that I want Masons, not members. By that I mean, I want people that are going to go out every day and live Masonry, breathe Masonry, and eat Masonry, to become a better version of the person that you are. If you've turned in your petition, you've already taken the step to becoming a better man than you were yesterday. And as you learn more and more moral lessons, you'll start to understand what it means to become a better version of yourself. It's something that I hold myself to a much higher degree now than I did 204 days ago when I became a Mason, when I was initiated, and even on your first degree, you'll see that the emphasis is really on becoming a better version of you. But do you have that time? So we don't invite you because we don't know how much time you have. You have to be ready at whatever stage of life you're in, whether you're 21 or you're 35 like I am, or if you're 74 like I know some other initiated brethren to be. You have to be ready to be able to take that step and to finally look inside yourself and say, I'm ready to do this. So we will not invite you. Now, we spoke a little bit in the previous video about the investigative committee. I wanted to kind of clarify just a little bit on that. There may have been some questions about what exactly an investigative committee is. So the investigative committee is nothing more than a couple brothers that will connect with you, and they will ask you for the best time for you guys to get up and talk. And they're going to want to talk to your spouse if you have one, or your significant other, or whatever the case may be, to just find out, if they have any questions, because this is just as much, a life-changing event for them as it is for you, and vice versa. You will change. If you don't change, you're not doing something right. And I'll just be 100% about it. If you're not changing the way that you live your life, you are not getting the most out of Masonry that you should be. And some people can't handle that. Masonry is not for everyone. So when the investigative committee comes, they'll ask you if you want to meet at a restaurant, and we'll go and have dinner together, and we'll all talk and hang out. Or if you want to meet at the house, or if you want to meet in a park or an abandoned alley, I don't really care. Just as long as we can all kind of sit down and talk, and I can get to know you, you can get to know me, we could discuss what is expected out of you if you decide to take on this great undertaking, and really just make sure that you are of the caliber of person that we need you to be. You're not allowed to have a felony and become a Mason. So if you caught that big F, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we're not accepting felons at this time. However, I personally believe if you've done the time and you're looking to become a better person, then why not? However, that's not the view of the people who make the rules. So there's that. I believe it to be kind of like church. You may not always agree with what you hear, but unfortunately that's their interpretation, and that's how it is. So we don't allow felons. So we're going to get to know you, and we will take that information and we will report it back to the lodge, and we will state your name and who you are and where you're from and where you live and your significant other and what you do for a living, and just a multitude of information. So we want to make sure that the brethren, when they're getting ready to vote, have that information to be able to make the most informed decision as possible. So that means that we have to know that you're on the level. So then we will vote and go from there. But the investigative committee is not there to interrogate you. the two brothers that came to do my investigation actually ended up being my coaches for my degree work, which was fantastic. They did the most amazing job, and I talk to them anytime I need some sort of advice, whether it be how to conduct myself as a Mason, or just anything in general, that I need help with. And they have really gone above and beyond to help me to become a better version of me. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. I tell them quite frequently that, I use them as my role models, and that may put a lot of pressure on them, but it is what it is. And like I said, this is my personal journey through Masonry. So, your coaches or your investigators may not be the same experience as mine. However, I hope that it is. As a candidate, you definitely deserve to have the best Masons we could possibly find to help you. So that's kind of what I wanted to go through. Basically, just dispelling the myth of you have to be invited. You do not have to be invited, and you will not be invited. So if you're waiting on me or any of my other brethren in any other lodge, city, county, whatever, and you're waiting on them to come and ask you to become a Mason, that's not going to happen. Don't wait for it. If you're ready to take that step and you're ready to become a better person than you were, take the step. If you think that you can commit to the time and the energy that it's going to take the step. It's worth every bit of it. But if you're not there, you're not there. Maybe you'll be there, in a year. Maybe you'll never be there. It's up to you. But the brotherhood that I have experienced personally has been to a level that I would have never thought. It has definitely been an experience, a life-changing experience. And as one of the past masters had said last night, you'll never be ashamed to be a Mason. And I wholeheartedly believe that. I have been a Mason now for 204 days, and I'm never ashamed to be a Mason. And I hope that in the event that you become a Mason, that you feel exactly the same way. We're here to help you. I'm here to help you. If you have questions, by all means, get it in the comments, and I'll answer whatever. If you have something private that you need to discuss with me, by all means, message me in the comments, and we'll get up together and we'll figure out a way to communicate one-on-one, and we'll go from there. But I just wanted to kind of give a little heads up to kind of some of the beginnings. I'm trying to start at the beginning of my journey and catch you guys up to where I'm at now as a Master Mason, 204 days into Masonry. So that way you could see, kind of a day in the life and go from there. So the next video I'll drop probably next week to kind of give you guys the next steps in Masonry after the investigation, and after you've been voted on, and whether or not you've been accepted to join the lodge. We'll address that also. So with that, I'll say have a good day. If you're a brother, have a good day, brethren. If you're not yet a brother, or maybe you're a conspiracy theorist and you just somehow stumbled upon this video, I'll also tell you to have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.